Hey everyone. I haven't done a voiced update on my little hobby project here for a while, so I thought I would do that. This little project is built entirely with Codea, which is an iPad programming environment. All the code for this has been written on the iPad itself, and that's been a lot of fun. Um, so you've probably seen some of this before. I have my little simulation with my little people walking around, and I can make them draw walls by drawing on the screen here with my finger. Let me go ahead and draw the walls. And I think I've shown this stuff before, but we have zones, which is a pathfinding optimization technique. Every time the world changes, it tries to figure out the connectivity and then marks it with a zone number, so that way it can very quickly answer the question of, can I get from point A to point B? If they're in the same zone, the answer is yes. If they're not in the same zone, the answer is no. So when a wall gets completely enclosed, like this one down here should shortly, you should see the zone number will change. And of course, this person way up here chose to build the last piece. Um, let's do another one. Why not? So they go around and there, see it updated to zone 2 in there. So that's unreachable by everyone else. And so if they were to say randomly choose a point inside there, or even if I were to say mark this, try to build a wall in there or something like that, they immediately discount that. They don't, they just, they throw that job away, they ignore it because they can't get to it. The normal worst case scenario for pathfinding is, you try every possible way to get there and you only declare defeat when there's no possible way. And of course, that's pretty awful when you consider all the possible combinations there. So this zone system avoids that super quick. Um, and then you also probably saw the neat little debug display here with the showing the path and where they go. I like that. So anyway, they wander around and I can add trees and stockpiles are a new thing that I can do now. I can draw a stockpile and they will take items and put them in the stockpile. Obviously that stockpile is currently unreachable, so let's fix that problem. And let's chop down some trees. Oh, and they won't chop down trees unless they have an axe, and since there's no wood axes on the map right now, they won't do anything. So let's add a couple of axes and turn on pathing for fun. So there we can see they found the axe, and now they'll go to a tree. And this guy's going to go to one as well. And once they chop it down, they leave a log pile, which is something that will get moved to a stockpile by somebody else once they stop idling and realize there's something to do. They don't constantly check for things to do because that would bog things down. And so there you can see they've noticed that there's something to do. So they'll take the wood piles back on their heads, and they take the axes to the stockpiles too and drop those there. All right, and for fun, I added chickens, which wander around randomly, and just because I could, the chickens are also an item that they will put into a stockpile. So it's pretty funny. The chickens will walk, they'll chase them down, they put them on their head, and then they drop them into the stockpile. And of course, the chickens don't know any better. They just keep wandering around. So even once they're, when they're in stockpile, they just wander around in the stockpile, and sometimes they wander right out of the stockpile, and so it keeps them busy, trying to corral the chickens. And then the most recent thing that I was working on was the field of vision stuff. So now on each turn, each individual character looks around themselves in a radius and decides what things they can see. And I have kind of a neat plotting of that here. The green lines show what they can perceive, the other actors that they perceive on their current turn. So when there aren't any green lines to them, as far as they're concerned, they're alone. As you can see, when a lot of actors get around each other, they're quite an interesting network of connectivity forms. Now I use this to implement hunting with the foxes. The foxes also just walk around randomly, just like the chickens do, but they have an additional check, which is that if they're hungry and if there are any chickens in their perception range, then they will chase after the chicken. But if not, they don't. So it's pretty fun to set this up. I'm going to delete that so they don't keep bringing the chickens back. But it's pretty fun to try to keep the chickens alive because And the foxes, will eventually hunt all the chickens to extinction, which you can't see right now because they're all trapped in this little area. In any case, well, let's just add some more chickens. Here we go. And so if you keep an eye on the foxes and the chickens, you'll eventually see one chase them there. You can see when they start to chase, they path to it. Otherwise, they're random walking, which does not involve pathfinding. So you can see it easily when they latch on and decide they're going to chase after a chicken. The chickens are kind of dumb right now. They don't realize they're being attacked, so they don't run away or anything like that. That's something I would like to do, obviously. And that will just work the same way. When there's a predator or something like that, within their field of vision, then they'll just run in the opposite direction, something like that, and that should work pretty well, I think. Let's see. I think that's it. I mean, there's a lot of neat stuff going on under the hood. I like sitting here just watching the debug view, quite honestly. But maybe that's just me. In any case, I can build walls. I can tear walls down. I can give them jobs. They have stockpiles, and the chickens have to fear for their lives. They get hunted. I think that's all I've got right now. This has been a lot of fun, and like I said at the beginning, this is built entirely on the iPad using Codea. So if you don't have Codea, you should get it because it's awesome. It's very simple. It's very easy to get into, and it's not a big complex programming environment. It's made to be quick to get into, and I highly recommend it. Yeah, that's it. Bye.